Yesterday I was with a young person, a 16-year-old, and he spent a bit of time I think he spent about 4 months in a juvenile prison. He's in a pupil referral unit at the minute, and he's a really good kid. He was a really good kid. I met him for the first time, but he's 16 years old. He's at that very much sort of a hype stage. You can imagine, he kind of glorifies the gang lifestyle, which is normal. Like, it's a normal thing that seems to be in the culture now. And there I was trying to sort of talk to him from a reason with him from a an adult perspective, kind of saying, years down the line, this is the position that you're going to be in. And he listened to what I said. How much I don't know. It was more of a I hear that kind of thing. But then he will then go back to gang members that he's around, and when they're kind of seeing the money and coming from a different perspective, he's more than likely going to just carry on doing what he's doing. So my question to you is, in that scenario, what do you think the best way is to reach out to young people like that?
Two-part. I'm going to answer your question in two parts. One, it's about the understanding as well. Something that we kind of fail to understand about the concept of gangs. Gangs are like surrogate families. What gangs do is kind of like, in a very easy way to understand it, is replace all the things that we as adults are unable to give young people in our society. So you talk about things like basic needs, psychological needs, physiological, needs, money, food, shelter, clothing. Other needs, safety, security, love, belonging, self-esteem, and so on and so forth. What we are able to do and what we're very effective at doing, and this is my positive note to those that are advocates of change and those that are advocates of wanting young people to have the best prosperous opportunities possible given to them or available to them. We're very good at getting young people to kind of belong to something. We're very good at raising those that come from specific ideals or backgrounds. We're very good at raising self-esteem and giving confidence, and we're very good at doing that stuff. And we're also very good at helping young people to kind of find their setting, find their purpose of why they're here, why they do the things that they do. But one thing that we fail in doing is ensuring that those young people have got money in their pocket and ensuring that those young people are safe. So you've asked me this question before, the why. I say a reason why a lot of young people do what they do is because they're frightened. The reason why young people do what they do is because they don't want to be engaged in any form of shame. And they're frightened for a series of reasons. So I say, we as a society, we as a community, we as adults within that society are failing our young people for those two basic needs. So that's why education is kind of like, that's why when you're talking to him, it's kind of like, I hear what you're saying, because he knows it's right. Deep down, he knows it's right, but you're not connecting with his reality. And his reality is what that surrogate family are able to connect with. So even though you're saying that, yeah, you want him to do well and you want him to go into education, he's saying, yeah, but I hear that, big man. But guess what? I ain't got no money in my pocket. So if I ain't got no money in my pocket, what you expecting me to do? So that's the reality for a lot of young people. I'm not saying all young people, but it's a major reality for young people. The information we give them, they can't connect that to their reality unless we show them how, unless we show them opportunities that are available to them in order to get that. So the second part of the question is advice. The advice that I would give, I don't use the term advice. What I do is called planting seeds. I can never force you to do something you don't want to do. I can never tell you that you have to do those things. But what I can do is make you aware. What I can do is talk about, based on life experiences and the challenges that I've faced and the challenges that I've seen individuals that I've worked with has faced, the outcome seems like it's quite similar. So yeah, you might want to be on the road and you might want to make your money that way. I can't tell you not to do that. What I can tell you though is the consequence of you doing that, the impact it's going to have, not just on yourself, but your community and your family, etc. But if I'm unable to feed him, if I'm unable to ensure that he's safe, if I am unable to ensure that this man is having a situation or in a situation where he don't need to make those decisions, creates a dilemma as me as a professional. Because all I have is my word, and all my most powerful thing that I have is my word, and it's a negotiation, it's convincing. But I only can convince you if I can show you something. So any worker that's out here that's watching this type of stuff, that wants to work with young people, that's invested in working with young people, they'll understand that dilemma that we face. Because we, and I say we, as a society, are failing our young people for those basic reasons. So when you talk about violence, generally about fear. If you ask young people, you say, why are you carrying a knife? What do they say? Carrying a knife because I don't want to get caught by them, man. I'm not getting caught slipping. I'd rather get caught with it than caught without it. That's fear.